Good afternoon, folks. Got another Beerjerk review here. Beerjerk beer number 128. So this is a Kereru Black Ruby Imperial Stout with cacao, coffee and raspberry. It's 11.2 ABV, so it packs a fair bit of punch. You can't buy any more of this. It was made specifically for Gabs 2016. You can get similar stouts, and this one is actually based on one of their others, which is their standard Imperial Stout, I think, and so you can still get that. I won't cover the website or anything about the brewery. That was covered in the review of Beerjerk beer number 127. So what's in this? It's based on their Imperial Moonless Stout, and they're not actually saying other than that they've added the cacao nibs, coffee beans and raspberries to it. So yeah, interesting. They say you should end up with a rich dark Imperial Stout infused with Dominican cacao nibs from Wellington Chocolate Factory, roast coffee beans and raspberries. Bursting with intense roasted coffee and bitter chocolate flavours, rich velvety mouthfeel and lingering raspberry notes. They do say to enjoy this at room temperature in a snifter, and also that it will keep, so I'm hoping that it's not going to explode, and indeed it is not at room temperature, which is nice because there's nothing worse than having Imperial Stout explode all over your phone. So, oh yes, this is you can just see that this is a dark and heavy beer. Here's a close-up of the label, and here's the beer. Fairly thin, dark head, but I've read a review where they say this is over-carbonated, but this certainly doesn't look over-carbonated. A very strong aroma. You can certainly pick up the coffee. There's a hint of berry fruit there. I wouldn't go so far as to be able to pick raspberry, but yes, there's quite unlike a lot of stouts. There's coffee and chocolate on the nose. And up front, it's not too sweet, which is good. You get some bitterness from the hops, and maybe a bit of bitterness from the coffee. There's a hint of raspberry, and you can perhaps see that in the colour. There might be slightly more of a reddish hue than you'd normally get in a stout. And there is, at 11%, this is getting up near your sort of Riesling white wine alcohol. It's pretty well hidden with the depth of stout flavour. It's quite impressive, really. I can probably do with a little bit more raspberry flavour. The raspberry flavour is really quite a long way back. That chocolate and berry combination, it'd be nice to see that brought forward a little bit. But overall, for an Imperial Stout to have after dinner, there's really not a lot wrong with this, and I'd be very happy to drink this any day of the week. I think I'll be giving this 18 out of 20. So yeah, if you ever come across a bottle, or they do a number of different stouts based on obviously their standard recipe with a few additions. I'd strongly recommend you give it a go. Kereru, interesting beer, and very pleasurable. Hope you're enjoying what you're drinking, and cheers. Catch you again.